We haven't done it for the last year because of COVID. Like we just like the stuff, but we can't meet, we can't get together because of COVID. It's not open, lost anywhere. It'll always be open, right? Sierra made us snow. Sierra made us. We get like one snowball a year. Yeah, so she went out there. Yeah. I didn't have no sheet.
let me out. I gotta go. Gotta go.
You ever smell like something? You guys good here? Yeah. You got where you want to sit. Thank you. I appreciate
Take some sanitizer and spray in there.
I'm looking at it. They're already stubborn. That's why I laugh out and he came out stubborn already. After burning up my head. I love it. Yeah.
feel like a rock star now, right? All right, well, I want to introduce myself to you guys, to some of you folks who do not know me. To say my whole long name is Michael Anthony Drayton Jr., but everybody calls me Anthony. I go by Anthony, so that way me and my dad never got confused when they called for us. So you call me Anthony. I wrote something out quick yesterday. It's kind of hard for me to write too much, to be honest with you, without me really wanting to cry too much. So I just kind of said something easy, and I felt like this was slightly on behalf of some of us as family, as his son, and anybody that knew him, basically. Michael Anthony Drayton will always be a smiling, adoring son, funny, loving, proud father, a loyal and giving friend, a caring and protective brother, an amazing husband, and a military veteran. My dad proudly served his country, and that's something that he was very proud of, and I thank him for it. Today is a day we honor the legacy of a man loved by many. He will be always remembered for being the life of the crowd and a caring person who would do anything to help anyone. When someone is sincere with their willingness to give to others, is when that person becomes an inspiration to more than those around them. We may be sad for the days that we no longer have together, but we'll forever have the memories of the days we did. We love you, Pop, or some of you guys might call him Mike D. Thank you.
Michael Drayton, what to say? He was my younger brother, but he was my older brother in many aspects. I looked up to him in many, many things. And basically, he would get me in trouble. Or he would set me up to take the brunt of whatever it was that he cooked up as a practical joke. Michael was, even though he left the military as an Army officer, deep down inside, he had the heart of a Marine. He will always be a Marine. I'm a sailor, so I used to catch a lot of flack from my brother. Michael, I don't know. It's a shock to all of us. I still can't believe it, but as I look around in here, I see his history, his love for everybody, their love for him. He was a giant amongst men, not just physically, but his heart. His heart was bigger than this room, bigger than anything we could possibly ever imagine. Michael's up there right now, and he's with us right now, smiling on all of us. It's really tragic what happened, but Michael wouldn't want us all to sit here and cry over him. Michael wasn't that kind of person. He'd basically yell at me and tell me, stand up straight, soldier, and suck it up, you know? And so I'll miss him. We'll all miss him. His impression that he made on all of us is gonna last forever. So if you do anything today, just remember the good times you had with him and try to live up to his standards, which are greater than most people's standards. And I'll be forever grateful for everything he's ever taught me. I don't have him here now to give me grief, but it was good grief, and I'm going to miss him. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Philip. I was a younger brother. It's, growing up as the younger brother of two military guys was unique. I was more of the cleanup guy. Because when the girls got their heart broken, I was, come here, sweet lady. But, also growing up as the younger brother, it was, you always have that one brother that gets in your stuff all the time and makes it look better than what I had on. So it's like, take it off. But he's unique, just looking at the house with everybody here. My mom did well. My brothers and sisters did well. His children are beautiful. We're gonna miss him. I thought we'd be in our 80s talking about the old days. We'll all be there we'll all be at the table one day. So, have a good day.
Veronica, his younger sister. Not the youngest, and the youngest would remind me of that. Michael. Michael was the kind of big brother we all wished to have. Whenever I got in trouble, or whenever he had the three of them had to drag me and our younger sister around, he was the one that was always, shut up, stand in the corner, and don't be seen. You can't cramp my style. He's the big brother that would have me play soldier with him and jump off a roof and roll, and if I got scraped up or started to cry, he was like, suck it up and be a man, and I was like, but I'm not. We were just on the phone fighting about liquor. He sent a case of wine to our mom's house, mom and dad's house, and we were discussing about 4th of July weekend. And he said, if I get there first, he goes, well, I don't know what happened if it's gone when you get there. So I was like, the fight is on. Oh my gosh, he will be so missed because he is so loved by everybody. He's in heaven now with our grandmother, our aunts, and they're all smiling on us and watching over us. And I just want to say thank you for showing up and showing love for us at this time. Thank you. Oh, I gotta do the hoorah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cynthia Day. I'm Michael's mother. I was blessed with 5 wonderful children. All of them are special to me, but they all accuse me of Michael being my favorite child. From the day Michael was born, I knew Michael was going to be special. Michael got into a lot of trouble, And the girls love Michael. I used to get in fights because of Michael. Because girls wanted Michael, and I would chase them away from the house. I gotta tell you this one about Michael. Michael loved football. Michael fractured his ankle. And I came home from work, and all of them were in the living room sitting with Michael. And I could look at Michael, had so much pain in his face. And I said, "What's going on?" And the little one said, "Now you're gonna get in trouble." And when I looked at his feet, it was swollen like a balloon. I took him to the doctor, and they said he had an ankle fracture. But they couldn't do anything because it was too swollen. The next day, he went to the doctor and got a brace put on, a cast. When I came home from work, there was no cast on Michael's foot. Michael broke it off. When I said, "Michael, what did you do that for?" He said, "Because I have to play football, and they won't let me play football with a cast." I said, "I don't care about football, Michael. You're going to wear the cast." I took him back to the doctor. They put another one on. And when I came home from work, there was no cast. He looked at me, he said, "Mom, they're going to sit me on the bench. I won't be able to play football." So I said, "Michael, you could lose your leg." He said, "I don't care. I have to play football." And I said, "Okay, that's up to you, Michael," but that's the type of person Michael was. He was a loving husband, a loving father, a loving son. My heart was broken the day I heard about Michael. I felt like somebody had punched me right in my stomach. I will miss Michael. And I don't know what else to say, but he was a sweetheart, a loving son, and we're all going to miss him. Thank you.
I'm Bashan. I'm the baby sister. And I was very close to Michael. He was always picking on me. Even up until the day before he died, he was picking on me. And he taught me a lot of things. I was telling the kids the other day, he taught me how to siphon gas out of a car. I was 7. He had a busted up car, and we were living on Fort Lewis. And instead of him getting gas money from jobs, he used to teach me how to siphon gas out of neighbors' cars and chew gum afterward. And he loved my sons. They looked up to him. They wanted to be a lot like him and his dad and his grandfather. They talked about going to military, football. They loved Bridget. They adored you. And they still do. And they adored their uncle. And I'm going to miss Michael, even though he was a pain in the butt. I'm going to miss him.
At this time, if anybody else would like to come up and tell a story about their time with not you, Joey. I'm kidding. Come on up. Joey knows. We got some stories, right? All right.
Keep it short, okay. I will. Yeah. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Joseph Bennett. Very emotional person, so I'm gonna try to get through this. I've known Mike, he's one of my oldest friends. We started out as friends, became brothers. As you've heard from the family, all the stories about Mike, his character, what a loving, caring person he was. But Mike was a character. He infected you. He infected your soul when you got to know him. And I met Mike in 1982. I was 19 years old. We met in the Marine Corps, VMFP3 at El Toro in Orange County. I had just gotten to the base, and Mike was overseas, I believe, at the time. And I remember I was walking around the base, and back then we all had hair, at one time. And Mike was always kind of a little bit taller, but I had a little thin mustache, hair was cut short. So I looked a lot alike. If any of you seen pictures on Facebook, you know what I'm talking about. And I had people walking around calling me Mike. Like, hey, Mike D, what's going on? What's going on? I'm like, my name is Joey. My name's not Mike. Who? And finally, somebody pulled my coattail and said, hey, man, there's this guy named Mike. You look just like him. You guys could be brothers. And somehow he had heard about me overseas. I don't know. A couple weeks later, Mike comes back stateside. And I'm in the barracks in my room. Mike comes down. He knocks on the door. Doom, doom, doom. I open up the door. He's standing there, about yay high. I'm down here. We look at each other, and we just started laughing so hard. And if you know Mike, next thing out of his mouth was, let's go get a drink. And I didn't even drink at the time. But from that time on, rum, Wild Irish Rose, we were partying. We lived the best years of my life. The stuff that we experienced, I cannot tell you guys. Some of it I got to keep secret. But to the kids, to Cynthia, Anthony, Jacob, if you want to know, you know your father as your father. But if you want to know your father, the hijinks, and your uncles and your aunts, they got their stories. I will gladly sit down and tell you all the stories. But Michael loved you as a friend. He would do anything for you, but he always got you in trouble. He would make you do stuff that nobody else could do. And you would just follow him. I was like a little puppy dog following wherever he wanted to go. We got in trouble, but it was good trouble. It was never bad trouble, Every memory that I had of a bad night, waking up with a hangover, Michael was involved in it. From drinking too much and out partying too much, okay? This is a celebration of life. He lived his life. You have your time as a kid, your teenage time, 20s, 30s, 40s. In every period, over 40 years, I've seen that progression. And every time, it's been nothing but love and caring from the kids, people that married, wives, girlfriends, everybody. He infects everybody, his co-workers. If you know him, you love him. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. I lost my brother about a year ago, so I know exactly how you guys are feeling. Celebrate his life. The memories, the stories, the laughter that you guys have as kids, keep that with you. That is what will sustain you from this point forward. All those stories, I can't wait to tell them to his grandson. If I'm still around, I want him to hear them and know who his grandfather is and was as a person, as a brother, friend, cousin, okay? I got a little something I want to share with you, and I'm gonna end it here. It's a little poem that is very near to my heart. My brother passed, my father passed. I want you to keep this, live this with you, keep it in your heart. Put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. When tomorrow starts without me, please try to understand that an angel came and called my name and took me by the hand. An angel said my place was ready in heaven far above, and that I have to leave all behind those I dearly love. But when I walked through heaven's gates, I felt so much at home, for God looked down and smiled at me and told me, welcome home. So when tomorrow starts without me, don't think we're far apart, for every time you think of me, I'm right here in your heart. And that's what I want you guys to keep with you. I love you. You are my family. He's my brother from another mother. Mom, I love you. I love you guys. Thank you.
Hey, everybody doing? My name's Richard. I met Michael about a few years ago in the Marine Corps Detachment. He became a real good friend of mine, like a brother of mine. He was very much of an inspiration to me after I met him. I got a few stories that, I'll never forget. He got me, actually, him and another buddy of mine got me back into golfing. And we were in Reno, and we played 18 holes at the Washoe Golf Course. Well, every time Michael would get up and hit the ball, it would go to the left. So as time went on, we kept playing and playing. We played other courses. I would stand behind him, and he goes, watch where it goes. I said, okay. I said, so it got to the point where I said, you know what? After you hit it, just look to the left. The one time I told him that, he hit it to the right. He goes, where'd it go? I said, the other way. He goes, well, where's my ball? I said, over there. So we used to play this 9-hole golf course in Elk Grove, and him and I would walk it. My wife and his wife would drive in the golf cart. Other than my wife wrecking the golf cart, and these two would eat snacks. But Michael would say, what are they doing? I said, they're over there eating. So we would walk. We'd get to about the 5th, 6th hole, and he was always saying, oh, yeah, I remember when I was an officer, I had a driver, a personal driver. I said, okay. So we get to the 5th or the 6th hole, and I look at him, and he's coming up the hill. He goes, I said, I bet you wish you had that driver now, don't you? And he goes, you know, you bastard. I said, well. So we would finish that. But, he was an inspiration to myself. He loved my family. We got to know their family very well. You know, Cynthia, we love you. Bridget, we love you. He's going to be very well missed. Now, there's a drinking story. Christmas time, this past Christmas, all I was supposed to do was go over and drop off a gift. He said, I'll be home about 3 o'clock. So I showed up. He goes, come on in. So he goes, want to have beer? I said, yeah, I'll have a beer. So we're sitting there drinking that beer. We're talking. Next thing he knows, he goes, hey, you want a shot? And I said, yeah, I'll take a shot. So I go, what do you got? He goes, just bought a bottle of Fireball. And I said, okay. So we're sitting there. We're taking a shot. 4.5 later, I was drunk. So he sends Cynthia downstairs to get the bottle, and it wasn't the little bottle, it was the big bottle. Him and I finished it. So the next day he tells me, he goes, you know what? He goes, as far as I'm concerned, he goes, it was your fault. He goes, you shouldn't have. I go, all I was supposed to do was go over and drop off a gift. 4.5 hours later, I was drunk. Well, Bridget drove us home, and I tried my hardest to stay up, and he was passed out in the back seat with the dog. The only thing I remember is getting in the car, setting the GPS to my house, and talking to Bridget for a second, and then pulling up in my driveway. That was it. Well, Michael, you're going to be well missed, but I love you. Semper Fi and a woof woof. Hoorah. Hoorah.
I hadn't intended on speaking, but all of these wonderful stories about Michael, which are very true, I am Bridget's father, for those that don't know me. And if you're a father and have a daughter, and she calls you and tells you she's marrying a guy, right away you envision some homeless bum. And I'm retired military too, so I think they're really worthless if they're Marines, because I'm Navy too. But he came to the house, and he just got into our heart. I never worried when Bridget was with Michael, because we don't live nearby. He was a great, great human being. And I didn't think I'd feel quite like this, because I don't get emotional, but he was everything that everybody has said and more. He loved all my children. He was a great son-in-law. He was as much my son as he was my son-in-law. And it really smacked me hard to find out that my daughter is going to be alone. But now I see all these family and all these people, and I know she's not alone, so thank you. And God bless you all.
Okay, I couldn't write anything, but there was something I found that was dear to my heart that I gave to him that I just wanted to read because it pretty much summed up what I felt about him. My dear Michael, we've been there for each other in so many ways, supporting, encouraging, making each other better. You are my best friend, and being your partner in life is the best thing that ever happened to me. I love our family. I love us. But most of all, I love you. And I will read you the note I wrote him to my boo-boo. I love you with all my heart. Looking forward to our future time together, to many, many years together. Don't forget, next chapter is grandchildren. I'm just sorry that he missed the birth of Celio. But definitely he was the love of my life, and I loved him.
Oh, I didn't know if I could do this. I miss Twin, his little girl, his people, you know. But I have to say something because I know he would want me to. They're just gonna be like, it's gonna be so awkward not being able to like yell at him when the Giants are playing and they actually score, and I run up the stairs and I'm like, who sucks now? And it's just gonna be really tough, but he's leaving behind a lot of great memories and touched a lot of people's hearts. And I'm thankful for everybody that's reached out to us and stuff. And I do want to hear all the crazy stories, because I know I have crazy stories. So, because we're exactly like the same people. And B, sometimes she'll have to like do a double take anytime we talked, because she's like, "Wait, you guys just said the same thing." And yeah, it's gonna be sucks that he's not gonna be here. He's so excited for his grandson, but I know that he gave him a kiss before he came into the world. So, yeah.
Where do I start? Uncle Michael, my uncle, he always told me to do the better. He treated me like a child, like his child. Sorry, Anthony, Jacob, Cynthia. He always pushed me with sports. He always told me, you gotta do well, you gotta do football. If we're gonna do this, your coach is teaching you BS, you gotta do what I tell you. And most of the time he was right. And then he would always tell me, oh, you need to do this for the military. You're going to be the big, strong soldier. And I plan to carry that on, and I will. I will miss him very much, and I know everybody will. I miss him. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming today, and thank you for the stories that everybody shared about Michael. It sounds like he was an incredible man. We're going to go ahead and play a slideshow and some music now. Everyone can feel free to stay around to continue sharing stories about him and mingle, but we're going to just go ahead and start playing that, and you can feel free to walk around, and this concludes this portion of the service. Thank you.
I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I ever knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. We could live for 1,000 years if I hurt you. I make wine from your tears. I told you that we could fly, 'cause we all have wings, but some of us don't know why. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds colliding, and they could never, ever tear us apart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. You were standing, I was there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. You think I'd leave your side, baby? You know me better than that. Did to me? Oh, when you're gone, I'll be there. Hold you tight to me. When you're on the outside, baby, you can get in. I will show you you're so much better than you know. When you're lost, you're alone, you can't get back again. I will find you, darling, and I'll bring you home. And if you want to cry, I am here to dry your eyes. In no time, you'll be fine. You think I'd leave your side, baby? You know me better than that. You think I'd leave you down when you're down on your knees? I wouldn't do that. I'll tell you you're right when you're right. If only you could see into me. Oh, when you're cold,
I gotta tell you that.
I'll be there. Hold you tight to me. When you're alone.
Last time I started oh my god. And he's skinny as a rail. Sacramento.
That's about, from here, it's about maybe 45 minutes. Even that. About 50 minutes,
Just get off on Midway, take 80. No, that's area.
The address is 5810 Midway Road.
Oh, there we go. Get off on Midway. Go over the freeway.
5810 Midway Road.
We're doing squid. Yeah. I was a corner.
Oh, you were a corpsman? Oh, how come they never brought you in? How come they didn't bring you into the Marine Corps?
What time is it, sir? 12:30. Oh, about an hour to get there. No, we don't go.
I believe so. Now I know they sometimes yeah, Governor National Secretaries there. I don't know. So I don't oh, I think it does. I think they're just no, not necessarily the gate, but they might once the procession gets close, limit the number that can actually visit or use the service. That being said, I've also heard that sometimes they allow people to, like, from the service usually happens in the pavilion. Sometimes they'll ask people if there's higher numbers to stay at the pavilion, like watch the service.
That's all the road, yeah, the pavilion.
And good luck with that keep.
I just finished. You can always tell us. 12:30. I'll be there at 12:30.
They'll probably be there around noon, but.
Yeah, how they're organized, they'll be differently. We'll be one specifically that's designated for us.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, like the procession, so.
Thank you.
Of course.
So we got the one.
Oh, yeah, they go.
What do you think, Rick? Us being there?
Oh, I think we should.
No, I agree. No, I don't want to do that.
Think we should check the bridge first, or?
Yeah. Richard's still asking around trying to find out what's going on. Because everything is so, they really don't coordinate. Bridget, found him unconscious and he had a light pulse. And then she called Cynthia, who was in prison. And Cynthia came and checked him out and just immediately started doing CPR on him and he called 911. The team took him away. From what I understand, he was still alive when they took him away, but by the time they got to the hospital, they tried to revive him and couldn't, he was already gone. So
One thing I can say is that we all have to get over it.
That's what I'm saying. If they're only allowing us certain amount of people on there.
You got the address right?
Yeah.
I know where it's at. Don't forget on 50 days.
Is that your jacket?
yes.
Oh.